and then back to us. There we go. We are live. We are live. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening or this day. Hope you're enjoying your week so far. Everybody's staying good. All despite everything that's going on right now and all the craziness. I hope your family and hope your friends and all your loved ones are doing well and hope everybody's staying safe, staying inside as best they can, and of course wearing a mask when you need to. Today, as always, we have our Corvo Ninja joining us today. Did I say that correctly today?
What's up? Yes, you did. What's up,
Yeah,
guys?
I got it. Corvo, I was practicing. We have him.
Marathon paid off.
Yep. Hope, of course, everybody's Thanksgiving holidays. For those who are in the States, are going to have a good one. Be safe for your trips and your riding and your trips over. And hope you give your loved ones all the love and all the good eatings that you can possibly give them. How's your week so far, man? You feeling all right? I don't think you are.
No, apparently, according to the doctor yesterday, I've been diagnosed with bronchitis. So,
Bronchitis. I don't know if I've ever
um,
had bronchitis before.
it's like having sandpaper in your chest every time you cough, and the mucus just won't come out.
Lovely.
Yeah. So, that's been my past 2 days.
All right. Give me a moment here. Just not realizing one, I didn't change the title from last stream, so we need to do that real quick. And two, I am not logged into that account. So I mean, logged into that account while we're talking here. My week has been fairly, and there goes that thing again. That always happens, even though I'm not like logged into that channel. My week's been fairly busy. I just got done. For those who are just seeing this right now, I've just gone and posted up a new video on my YouTube channel here. For those who are coming to see this in my YouTube channel, there's another video. If you want to go over there, watch it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it, please. I'll share this as well if you'd be so kind. We like to get this name about going on. If you're not see, I got a new camera. I hope y'all enjoy it and hope y'all like it. I definitely was very happy with it, but it took me a long time to set this up. All right, so for those who are wondering, today's subject is going to be, and that was probably, I had to delete that moment right there because I just forgot that was up there on the main screen. Great, that's great. Anyways, gotta delete that moment. Anyways, got a new camera, got other things, it's working great. But today's conversation and that whole next station, I hate commercials. I pop up Twitch. Problem with Twitch. I have the conversation is gonna be about me, about my upbringing, and they're going again every time I click on a new channel. It's just about me. So it's gonna be awkward for me. I'm not really used to talking about me too much. Okay, but despite you may think I'm not really comfortable talking about myself fully. Okay, I would like to say though from the start off, let me just clarify this real quickly because I'm sure some people from watching the VODs will have some thoughts. No one I bring up during my conversations are evil people. They're not bad people. They were just young, maybe did some stupid things. They're poor choices in life. They're still wonderful and great people. They've changed a lot of and got better. I love them with all my heart. So I'm not talking ill will them about present day. Talk about things they've done in the past, and also you got to remember, people's memories. You put them in a let's say a concert and bring them all to that concert. Not everybody's memory of that very moment is all going to be the same. So if anybody's here going to be like getting upset with me because that's not how you remember it, sure, that's probably a good point in case, but it's what I recollect and what I remember. So don't get mad at me. No, I still love you. Okay, if I'm not gonna bring up any names here either. So just know you know who you are. I love you. Please don't get that mistaken.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, I have one point that we have to start with whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Okay. All right. So, you brought up a point about how things went in school for you,
Yeah.
how the bullying went, and how you didn't really have that one friend until high school. but you didn't really go into much detail on how that friendship came about.
Oh well, it was kind of like a random kind of situation. Um it wasn't a moment okay, for those who do not know, this one I can't bring up because he is deceased. I had a friend in high school by the name of Michael Guerrero. He was an Italian or American Italian, whatever you want to call it. He was very proud of his Italian heritage, and it was one of those moments where I was starting to really come about myself, I would say, because you really don't really know yourself until you, even at that age, you don't very much know yourself. But you start to learn more about yourself around that age, and um, he was one of those people that when I was still getting a little bit bullied, he wasn't very much of a white knight. He was not a person that I would say would be engaging in any kind of subject or problems. Probably lost visual here. Give me a moment. There we go. In engaging in trying to be a white knight for anybody, but he would seek out me when he saw me in trouble, and it was a day in the courtyard. I remember we had a little courtyard. We call it a courtyard. I more call it like just a empty space in the middle of the high school, surrounded by buildings. So you're protected on sides, and everybody's sitting there or not sitting there, walking around, talking to each other between classes or during our breaks from classes, so we can go hang out with each other and talk and hang and have some fun. And I was getting picked on, as far as I remember. I was getting picked on by one of my usual one of my usual bullies. At this time, I had one bully. Don't remember his name. Eventually, we duked it out. But and he was a very short kid. Okay, I wasn't very tall myself. This kid was short, and he knew it. But he had an ego out the wazoo, and he always had a click. That's what made him scary, because he didn't really much have like him himself go around and try to buck up the people. It was more like him and his five other friends behind him. So if he tried to do anything, if you would try to step up to him, he would he wouldn't have to be the one taking actions. It would be his other friends. And my friend at that time jumped in and didn't fight, but he jumped in to disescalate and try to move along, because he was about my height, but he was a little bit more heavier set. So you didn't really know if that heavier set was muscle or just blubber. So it's one of those things. I still have a picture of him too, to this very day, of him in that very courtyard, looking goofy as could be. I still remember fluffy black hair, a little tiny like wannabe, mustache growing on, a bit of confusion to his face, a white and blue strap T-shirt, and just look at the camera like I don't, I didn't understand that expression on his face at all to this day, but that was him, and yeah, um. I miss him dearly. I really do. I wish he was still here today, because no lie, if he was still here today and he didn't get himself caught up in things, I would love to have him on my stream numerous of times, because he was a great companion, great friend.
Yeah. Um. So you were you had the okay. Let me see how to say this. So he was a great companion, someone that stuck by you through those years after all the after the two of you got together as friends. Um. So I understand that you said he was deceased, but did that come shortly after school, or was that some time after school?
Well, okay, so we were friends all the way through junior high, all the way through high school, into my college years, and at around college years, about my second semester, um, he just stopped being in contact with me. I had his number. I would contact him. If you ever go to his Facebook page, it's still active every year since then up to present day. I always wish him a happy birthday, even when after he deceased. Every year his birthday comes around, I still wish him a happy birthday. That's how type of friend me and him were. And it was actually maybe like 1 or 2 years ago that I got a confirmation from his mother that he passed away on her Facebook, because Prior to that, my last contact with him, he was telling me he was on the road. He was hitchhiking. Not a good idea, right? Hitchhiking to go to Las Vegas so he can try to, turn his life around. I'm like, okay, whatever makes you happy. All I'm saying is, if you come through Mississippi, and you come through Alabama, and you come through my area, drop by. Drop by. If you need a place to stay, drop by. You need a place to live, and you change your mind, drop by. I'll do what I can to take care of you. And he said, sure. And he'll contact me when he gets to Las Vegas. That was the end of it. I didn't hear of him since then. Apparently, he never made it to Las Vegas. Not he died in Las Vegas or on the way to Las Vegas. He just didn't make it to Las Vegas. He actually died in a swamp river outcode in New Orleans, just out on the outside of it. He died there. Give me some little choked up about that. Yeah, I won't say that might make me a little emotional. So he died there, and the police called it as a suicide. If you're anybody from New Orleans, let me tell you this story right now. If you're from New Orleans, you from the area of New Orleans, you don't get put there by accident. And you definitely don't go there by yourself and just find yourself up there dead. So I don't think it was suicide, because most people throw people in those waters because alligators will eat you whole. Everything. Bones and everything. They won't care. They'll thrash your body around, tear it apart, and eat you limb by limb, part by part, until you're gone. You end up there because someone's tried to dispose your body. That's what I know. Now, is that surely how he died? And, do I believe somebody put him there? Yes. Do I believe he put himself there? No. I think he was a stronger person than that. He was very much he had a bit of a boastfulness to himself. He had a bit of high esteem, but he had high esteem for all the right reasons, right? He wasn't one person that would I am good and best and great at this just because I say so. No, he had proof of it and backed it up. But I saw a picture of him not that shortly after his passing, what he looked like in present day. He was scrawny, he was malnourished, his face was elongated, cheeks were very much noticeable. These are all signs of an addiction, a drug addiction. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. Gotcha.
Okay, so how about this? I know that looked like that took a little bit of an emotional toll on you, so I'm going to ask you something to maybe move to a little bit more positive light. So tell me how you got into the whole video game streaming scene.
Oh, well, the game streaming scene. Okay, so that was a little bit more random. Okay, at this time, it was about, I would say 4 years ago, maybe. During this time, I had a job, and I knew I liked the idea of entertaining people. Back then, I was playing a lot of Overwatch, and I was fairly confident in my capabilities. At that time, I was good enough, I believe, to be hey, I can show off my skill set. Problem is, back then, I did very much believe, and a lot of people still believe to this day, where I could just turn on the camera, turn on a video game, and just play the video game. And I didn't really care back then, because back then I had a full-time job. I was working 12-hour shifts, 3 to 4 days a week, majority on weekends, and I was making damn good money. So if I didn't make money on Twitch, oh well, it didn't really bother me that much. I didn't make money. So I would say it was just a passion. It was just an interest. I enjoyed being on a stream and playing video games. And then later on, I realized, okay, I was playing a very popular game, so not many people, if anybody was watching me, I didn't know about it because never had no chat pulled up. And I was like, man, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm playing this video game. I'm in the stream. I'm not getting no viewers, no followers. Probably because I'm not talking to the viewers. If there is one, I don't know. So I decided, after a while, I started buying more of the things. I bought my microphone with my job. I bought my web camera with my job. I got a computer with the help of my wife and with my job. So I started building the things I needed before I decided to take this full time. And just around the time I was going to take it full time, I lost my job. I got asthma, and I still believe to this day I got my asthma because of a chemical outbreak we had in our building. But they say it was harmless and wouldn't harm any of us. But I think it activated my asthma inside of my lungs that may be dormant, and I got sick, and I got sick for multiple times, and they had to let me go. And that sucked, big time. Um, but Call of Duty anime, I that was actually just before I met, and then around the time I met my wife. So, or my now wife, I would say that. So it wasn't during that time. It was very much a lot of Overwatch back then. Back when shooters were still my ideal video game was shooters. And after Overwatch, my competitiveness dwindled, and I haven't really got back on that little train. Though I've been picking up playing Overwatch nowadays as well, just for fun. Um, is not my passion, and if I do ever pick it back up, I fear I might get trapped back in there. So yeah, that's how I did it, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the idea of making people laugh because I've always had like I've been to parties before, but a lot of them were friends parties, and I wouldn't say I was the life of the party, but I definitely kept the energy going, talking, conversations, video games going. Um, and me and Michael, hell, even before then, me and my old friend, before Michael, my one and only friend before then, he also stopped hanging out with me and got in the wrong crowd. He got in the drug crowd, and I wasn't about that life. Um, but me and him, we would have little get-togethers every weekend or so and play video games together all the time. I always enjoyed that. So it always was my own little party of my friends. But I've been to a few parties, and I've always been very energetic and very talkative, and I never shy away from talking to anybody. So that's why I feel like streaming and me are going to be great because I'm good at video games, at least I think, and I'm very talkative.
Fell into video game streaming because you realized you like to entertain people. Hmm. That sounds about right to me.
Well, I
I
think
mean,
everybody does, right?
yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that set, a few different streamers apart that I watch, you or Stealthy or a lot of people, is because even if there's nobody there, you guys will talk like there's somebody there. And it's refreshing to know that some people have the discipline to do that. I personally like that discipline. If somebody's not there talking to me when I'm streaming, I have a hard time talking. So I give you kudos on that, man. You and Stealthy both do a bang up job on that. I cannot compete when it comes to the relation back and forth, the convo back and forth with the audience during a stream. So
Yeah, it's just a good thing to pretty much have, I would say, because it's people are gonna be people are gonna be coming in and out of your stream a lot, and you're never gonna know about it. So if you're constantly talking, um, when they come in, they hear you talking, so they might bounce off your thoughts and then they respond to you. Uh, I'm quiet. Yeah, sometimes you are stealthy, but not all the time. Um, but I try to realize if I were to jump into someone's stream right now at this very moment, what do I want to see? I want to see somebody that'll talk to me, right? Especially for a small stream. And a lot of people go to small streams because they enjoy someone talking to them, or someone I can talk to and relate to, right? Whether it be within the chat itself or the streamer itself. I want someone to constantly, feeding that thing back and forward, and having camaraderie, like a friend, right? Like an old friend. When I had my old friends at their houses or my house, we were talking about video games, things we like, women, games, cars, toys. It didn't matter. we all could relate to each other in some way, and we could always keep the conversation going. And that's why I want them, the viewers, to be at least my streams or even here. I want you to feel like you are right here next to me on a couch in a chair, enjoying the video game with me, and we can talk about it. That's what I want to present to them. They are here. They're not here. They're here. And that's what I
That
feel
that
like.
I think that makes a big difference too, a huge difference. So something here's a question. We're jumping around a little bit in your timeline here,
Yeah,
but
a lot of.
these things are coming to me a little bit randomly,
Okay.
and you often get the best answers when someone can't see the sequence that you're going in. So outside of the school environment, we're not talking about school anymore or anything. How was life for little Grumpy at home coming up?
Okay, well, we'll start from the beginning and then move my way into how my life was growing up. For those who do not know, I was born in Slidell, Louisiana. No, most people don't know who Slidell, Louisiana is, even to this day. It is literally 30 minutes outside of New Orleans. And the only reason why it's 30 minutes outside of New Orleans is because there's a long ass bridge from Slidell to get to New Orleans. Longest bridge in the world, as far as I was told back then, and I still recollection today. Someone can correct me on that. But longest bridge in the world, takes a long time to get over it. So I normally say New Orleans because most people know where New Orleans is, and that's the correct way of saying New Orleans. But if you're raised around there, people start to tell you after a while, it's like, you don't say it right, you say New Orleans, and that's how I picked up on that little mannerism. I still say New Orleans, but it's just most people, you say New Orleans and they pick up where you are and where you're from. So I would say New Orleans because most people don't know about Slidell. Other than where I was from, was literally 30 minutes away from Slidell. My parents had me in Slidell, Louisiana. Um, a father of three or a mother of three, two other brothers, and myself being the youngest. They divorced when I was 1 or 2 years old. I really don't know. I was a baby, so I don't remember. Divorced, and then later years, I was raised by my mother and my stepfather in Mississippi, 30 minutes away from Slidell, and my father was still in Slidell. So I was between the family a lot of times. And okay, I had two older brothers. Oldest brother was my idol. Okay, I looked up to him. He was everything he did, I wanted to do. He got interested in video games. I got interested in video games. He did art. I did art. He did anything he did, I wanted to do as well for a long time. And to this day, I still look up to him as a person that is a bit of a motivation. Like he does a lot of things to this day that I still predicate is good. Though I've learned some things of myself, learned a bit more about myself and what I do and what I enjoy. And there's not everything that he does in life that I truly agree upon, right? So it's one of those things that is growing up, eventually getting out from underneath his shadow. And then I had a middle brother, very athletic, very sportful, very angry, um, very much angry youngster, but a very outgoing person. And my stepfather, again, remember, like I said, he's a loving person this day, but let's say back then he was making a lot of bad choices. Very much on the drink, maybe doing a couple other illicit things, a couple scares with him. The man scared me my entire childhood. So did my middle brother, because if I did get bullied at school, I came home to a bully. And remember the subject before I was talking about I always walk around with a stick? Well, I walked around with a stick for a reason other than to smack bugs or play a little make believe. I just used a stick on my brother because he would beat me up a lot. Anytime you get mad about anything, life, video games, skateboarding, hockey, soccer, gymnastic, anything, or personal life, he get mad. I was his personal punching bag, and I would use a stick whenever I had one to beat him away from me. And then my parents get pissed at me because I'm beating my brother with the stick because I'm defending myself, but they didn't very much see that. they were telling me like I shouldn't have a stick in my hand to hit my brother, like well, my brother's hitting me. So it was one of those things that me and him didn't really get along with each other uh, for a very long time. I wouldn't say it wasn't until he graduated and got out of school and went to college and we started to um, make amends for that. And he's definitely changed his life. He's a loving father today, and he got him a new wife. He's definitely much better. And I still love him dearly. Just back then, it was just very hard to deal with that. And my stepdad, also again, very much scared the shit out of me for the longest time. I love him dearly now. Definitely been there more than my father. Now, my father was a Jehovah Witness. He made me go to Kingdom Halls and go to the assembly and uh, very much though some people will disagree, my father's Jehovah Witness side was very much a cult. Dad had to pay monthly installments to them. He made us go to their like every week. Kingdom Halls with a large assembly of people sitting there for several hours from like 7 o'clock in the morning all the way up to like 3 or 4 in the evening. Um, Assemblies of them talking about their religion and what they got going on and whatever. I absolutely hated every minute. And my grandmother, from his side, also was not. She was loving, but you could tell after so many years that her true side slowly started coming out, especially when her dying days were coming around. She let it all out. Told me she hated me. That was great. To my face. So let's say, like I would say, my home life was pretty much in my room, playing video games, watching anime by myself, locked in. And if I did go outside, I played by myself. And if I did get to go, go hang out with my friend, down the ways, I went to his house. But his dad also was a bit of a dickweed, so that was very very limited. My older brother, he sometimes let me join in. And my middle brother sometimes joined in as well, but I was mostly called a jinx. Every time I was around, they were playing video games. So after a while, I was by myself a lot of the times, and my mom was going through a lot of things herself in her life. Uh, so she was there, and I love her to death, but she was going through a lot of things, so she wasn't all there. Uh, and my stepdad, well, I had no bonding with that man at the younger years, so he wasn't there. They were there, but I couldn't very much bond with them or relate with them. And my mother never understood why I enjoy the things I still, to this very day, enjoy: video games, anime, and art, and the things I draw. Um, she understands and she respects I enjoy it, but she doesn't understand why I enjoy it. Just something I enjoy. It's just one of those things. But she's over the years have come warmed up to it, but she still took like like really interest to uh getting involved with now streaming. She's getting involved with, which is great. Mom, if you're watching this video, I love that you get involved with my stream. That's awesome. I love it. Uh, so yeah,
So
that was
so that kind of sounds like taking a look at both that question from both sides, from you asking me and me asking you. Both of us had a lot of alone time as kids. Me from not knowing I had siblings and dealing with it, and you kind of out of necessity from what it sounded like. I mean, in some cases, I mean, so from two different standpoints, two very different outcomes of the same situation as far as the aloneness part of it.
yeah. Like I tried to hang out with my older brother, but um, that didn't always go well either. But not like to an aggressive point. He would just like like a younger brother. You're annoying me. You're bothering me. Go on. And then I couldn't hang out with my older brother because he was very athletic, very outgoing, very sportsman, also very angry. You never knew when he might blow up. So I intentionally avoided him uh pretty much at all times. And when I did get involved with him, it would go good at first, but eventually end up with me crying a lot of the times because he had such a rage. My mom did everything she could. I mean, my mom, she tried did everything she could to calm that boy down. And anything he wanted to do, I do mean anything, any sports, any activities, his art was even very much praised. Like, he was not like a middle child. Most people like just being ignored and being forgotten. No, 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 no. Anything he wanted to do, he got to do. Anything I wanted to do didn't always happen. Or anything I was interested in, eh, sometimes, sometimes.
It
But
it was
this,
a if we could fit it in type situation.
yeah, like if we can get in there, sure, I'll do what I can. But your brother over here, he needs something to occupy his mind, or he's gonna beat the shit out of somebody. That was pretty much him. And also, he got
Yeah,
a lot of fights with my stepdad too, because well, two mean and two mad people don't always clash together really well. And of course, he's a
yeah,
teenager, and yeah, so those moments were always. It was very stressful in the house a lot of the times. Like again, there's always worse situations, right? I could have been beaten. I could have been molested. I could have been, a lot of things in my life. And then it would have been 10 times as worse than like some people out there. But from my point of perspective, that was a nightmare for a lot of times. Not every day, but those are the times you remember the most because they're so shocking to the system. There was good times, but they're not as prevalent to my mind because my mind remembers the shocking moments of
right.
of what will happen today. Will everything be calm today? Would he come home in a good mood? Would he come home in a bad mood? Will my older brother, my middle brother, leave me alone? And then when my older brother went off to college himself, it was just me and the middle brother. So, right? Not like
Yeah,
not saying that's like we were starting to bond a little bit, but still not there. So it was still very much of a fight for us for me. Even though my mom probably gonna hear about this, bro. I'm sure it's a long time. I'm sure you'd be all right with it. My brother came home one day, super freaking drunk, late at night. Came home when my parents were already asleep. I literally brought him upstairs and had to watch him all night because he too had to roll over. If you guess my drift here.
yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
So I was watching him all night, make sure he didn't roll onto his back and throw up and die, which he did
Yeah,
throw up. I just rolled him over. So
yeah,
I still love my brother. I still watched over them. I still protected him, helped him as I could. But he was very at that time Mr. Popular. He was loved by the girls. Very popular guy. Even though he was a cheerleader at this in later years, never understood that. He tried to get me into it. I was like, nah, bro, I can't do that. But he was still very much Mr. Popular. Got with some gorgeous girls back then. Very much was jealous, but yeah, it was a lot to deal with. I sit here over in the corner, so
yeah. No, I mean, I get that. The thing, I guess, the thing to take away from that little story there is, no matter how much family torments you, man, family's family.
yeah, I still
You're
love him.
gonna you're gonna do the best you can do for them. You're gonna love them, um, even if you got to make sure they roll over. You know,
I'm
you
sure
know,
he
and
probably doesn't remember that. He was so freaking
and
wasted.
and Stealthy says, if you think hard as an adult man, you understand the cheerleading.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. They told me some horror stories. They told me how the little how they go about and some of the girls and what it takes to be. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I was in RTC at this time as well, and I didn't want to give up my RTC up for no cheerleading. See me in the corner, but they can't. But like I was in RTC, so I was very much. I even got further because my brother he went from RTC to choir. Yeah, he went to choir to cheerleading, and I went to RTC, and I actually got further than him. I could have been the CO of my unit or my class, my my classroom. Sorry about that. But one day my current day girlfriend, we were leaving the RTC building, and she pulled me in for a kiss unsuspectedly. My CO at that time, a really okay. She was obviously one of those girls that hasn't truly found out she was a lesbian yet. Let me just say like that. She was clearly one. She ended up becoming one, but she was clearly at that time still discovering herself. So this is long. But she saw me get kissed by my girlfriend. reported me, and because of that, I lost all my chance to ever become the CEO. Instead, I became the Master Chief. I know Halo Master Chief doesn't sound right. Look it up. It's a military term, not just a video game. It is in the art. It's in the Navy as well. So I was the Master Chief, which directly meant I was right underneath the CEO in and listening, and whoever I would listen to would only be the CEO, and of course my teacher, right? But like, only person I would ever go to talk to was the CEO, not anybody lower than that, not anybody higher ranking me, and I could tell people higher ranking me what to do. Kind of weird, right? Because my information would come directly from the CEO, so I would be talking on his behalf. So anything I would say would go. So it's one of those things. But yeah, military.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
did that for 4 years, and my brother never got that far. I did. I got much further, and I was really good. I wasn't very good with the spinning the gun though. The gun was okay. I wasn't able to you had the back flip, throw in the air kind of moves. I was just if it stayed right here, I was good. Maybe a little bit of back, but like right here, nothing in the sky. I was not that brave because those guns were like heavy. We didn't have the little plastic. If anybody's ever been RTC, the little light guns that some of them have, and you wonder why how they can spin it so fast because those things are literally like you can hold them with one finger. No, the guns we had were like actual guns that had concrete inside of it. So they were once
Yeah.
usable.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. So that's interesting. That's a little bit of information that I didn't know. ROTC.
yep, full
Yeah.
many years in this face was baby smooth. And of course, you best believe I had a fast growing beard. If I came into class, my chef or my teacher would come up to me, get right next to my ear, really close, and go, "Your face is not shaven. Why is your face not shaven? Get to the office now." And he would get me to the office and give me his little automatic razor and have me shave my face because like my face would grow fast. I could literally shave it one day, next day, be scruffy again. It was a fast growing face. Even back then, especially back then, it doesn't grow as fast as it did back then. I guess because it's at this late, my follicles can't do it no more. I don't know. But I would constantly be in his office shaving my face because my uniform was spotless. My hair was high and tight, and but my face, I just couldn't keep it under wraps for very long. But you best believe every summer came around, I grew up my goatee. No more screw, grew my goatee and my soul patch. I loved it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The whole reason I ever even had a goatee was back when I was in school. We had a bet, me and a bunch of the guys that I hung out with, who could grow a goatee first.
Oh,
Whenever we first started seeing our hair coming on our face,
yeah.
so like there was literally 5 guys at my school that didn't shave for like a year, hoping one of us was going to get the goatee in first. Of course, I win. I won
Yeah.
because for some reason, all this right here, all of this grows really fast. This, not so fast. But right here, I could grow that out in like a day.
Oh, I could grow a full beard in my high school. Like in my high school years, I could have been that one teenager with a full on beard and be like, "What are you doing in high school with a beard?" I was hairy. There's a reason why I was called Grumpy Bear. I am a
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah.
I am a
Yep.
I was a very much of a just everything grew on me fast. I even had a girl. Okay, get this. She was, and if yours was just in case that girl ever watched this video, you were very attractive. She was very attractive. She was Latin or Latina. She was, she had nice cream skin, thick and the my right places. I would say she was thick in the thighs, thick in the legs. And she always wore these tight like jean spandex things. Super pretty. Okay, and I think she knew I had a thing for her, and I knew she had something for me, but I didn't know it was distinct. So one day I was out in the courtyard, in the high school years, and I was walking by, and she called me over. I'm like, why not? Sure, this girl's very attractive. She's part of my RTC as well. Sure, let's go over there. And she started talking to me, and she says, bluntly out of nowhere. We're not really out of nowhere, but didn't really much. I'd see it coming. She was like, I will go out with you if you shave your arms and your legs. What do you feel about that? And I was like taken aback for a moment. And I went, no. And just smiled at her. No. And this girl's very attractive. She's very, very attractive. Been the first girl I've ever turned down. I would gladly gone out with her if she said, if you want to go out with me. Sure. But the moment she said, if you shave your legs and your arms, I went, no. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I wasn't very much in the mindset, like if I shaved my arms, my hair would come back 10 times thicker. No. I was in a mindset that I know even if I shave my arms and my legs, one, I look like a boy. I will look younger. I'm sorry. You shave your arms, your legs, that do you, but I'm sorry. This is natural. What a man will have on his arm at some point, even though it's not this thick, he's going to have hair on his arm and his legs at some point. It's called being a man. It's called growing up. And I knew if I shave it, it would just grow back. So I would have to keep on shaving my arms and legs for this girl that I kind of barely knew. Only I knew she was a very attractive and kind of a popular girl. So why would I shave my arms and legs for her interests? I just couldn't do it. Again, you shave your arms, nothing wrong with that. Just saying, from my point of view, it's gonna grow back. So why even worry about it?
Yeah, the only way I shave body parts that isn't my face is if I'm getting tattoos because they have to shave it for that. But other than that, they're kind of SOL if they want me to shave.
Now, my wife has brought the argument like, why should I shave then? I think at this point it's pretty much just like a I don't know really to understand it, but I personally just the way I see it, why women would shave their arms and legs because it's just what we men are accustomed to. Like if we were growing up with women with hairy arms and hairy legs, maybe we would be accustomed to it, so it wouldn't really bother us. But we're growing up accustomed to girls with not having arms, hairy arms or hairy legs for older women as well. And even if we're boys, you still see older women with no hair on their body other than on their head and their eyebrows. That's it. So we're accustomed to it. So it's just one of those things that I think our decade is not very much gonna ever be able to change that. The people still expect use it smooth. I don't mean nothing. You guys have to deal with it. Yeah, that doesn't say you guys have to deal with it, but that same expression goes for women's, V. That's all I'm gonna say. V. Some people are like, hey, you take care of it or you don't take care of it. It's between the loved ones, and that's between you and your loved one. So if you take care of the V, that's you. If you don't take care of it, that's also you. It's one place we our preferences changes. And armpits, sorry, I don't know any man went, oh yeah, loo la la, give me that fluff ball. Nah, I don't very much happen. Yeah, so it doesn't really work that way. I Y'all can't see her.
Let me put it like this, okay, sweetheart? Let me put it like this, sweetheart. I don't know, let me get your arm and go, ooh la la, that's, yes, please. No.
Nah.
I was invaded.
I noticed. So it's just one of those things that it's between you and your loved ones when it comes to that matter of preference. I just know the old classic French people don't shave their armpits, and I don't really know if that's true or not, but it's a stereotypical type kind of thing. It's pretty much embedded in our culture at this point. So a lot of things are predicated on culture, not always predicated on each individual person. So yeah, I didn't want to shave my arm and my legs. I don't care if she would have been like, if we would have gone on and been married and had kids and be happy the rest of our life. Eventually, she would have to get used to hairy arms and hairy legs. It was just a fact at that young age. I very much knew. And of course, let me say like this right here. I was very much aware of two things I wanted in life when I was young. I mean, talk about junior high, almost pre-junior high. I wanted love, and I liked the idea of having a wife someday. I always did. I was weird. Okay, don't ask me why. I just knew if I got with somebody, I wouldn't take it half-ass. I would do the best I can. So I was a love struck fool. So yeah, guilty.
If that's weird, then that's one of the ways that we are both very similar and very weird. Then, because from the onset of relationships, that was I wanted the love, I wanted the family. So you and me were very much similar on that one.
So they do say though, commonly more men seek out love than women actually do, and men actually fall harder than women do. Now, is that totally true? I don't know. I'm not a physician to really put that on, but according to studies, they said men when they say "I love you," they really mean it, and men seek out love whether they show it or not more than women do. Just women have the fantasy of one day, some of them do, not all of them do nowadays, especially nowadays, of the idea of growing up, getting married, and having kids. Not a lot of them do that anymore. But men, they a lot of them don't always do that, and sometimes they do get cold feet. But we're still much love struck fools. And of course, you can always say, "Well, that's a difference between an alpha and a beta." Get out of that bullshit. I can turn a beta into an alpha if you can just give me the tools necessary. Doesn't take very much.
Grumpy, I couldn't help but look and. Do you hear me now? So I couldn't help but notice where our time was. Do you want to give the audience some time to ask questions or throw in some comments?
Yeah, sure. If anybody has any questions, as always, and y'all well know I'm an open book, just like he is, open book. So be free to ask. I will say though, like again, my brothers, both of them are fine men, both with grown families and growing and married and loved, and they're still great people. My pops, I love him with all my heart. He's been there. He's been there much more than my father ever has been. And my middle brother even knows that so far that he even took his middle name or took his last name legally. I don't really care for that thing. I don't think that it's nice. It's a nice idea. I just don't see no reason for it. I still love him with all my heart, and he's definitely taking care of my mom, and I definitely love him graciously for that as well, because she's a handful. Love your mom. I know you're gonna watch this. So yeah, if anybody has any questions for me, let me know. For those who want about my stream, I will be going to my stream after this as well, of course, as always. I know I say a lot. I've been noticing that my recordings or my video editings, I have a problem with going So if I do that a lot, call me out the shit so I can stop doing it. I'm ready to break that habit. It's just it's like my
calling you out then.
Yeah, it's a way to me to fill in the blank of thoughts. Like it's a noise that keeps empty sounds from not being noticeable. I go to fill in that while I'm thinking about the next matter or the next thing. And it's a bad habit of mine. I know I do it. And most times I edit, I just cut out the It's just like, yeah. Also, my lights are really yellow, so it makes my teeth look yellow. I don't like that. So I might have to fix that. I don't like that look. Don't like it.
Hey, you need to put your arms up so we can see the grumpy aura.
Oh, yeah. Chat, I don't know if you noticed that. Look at that.
Look at the glow in the hair, guys. He has like the little purple grumpy aura thing going on.
Yeah, like I said, like how hairy I am. You may not really totally tell how hairy I am on the camera, but you can see how thick that glow is. That's pretty much how thick my hair is. It's everywhere. I am a hairy person. So it's just one of those things I've always dealt with.
So wait. You mean all those times I thought I seen Bigfoot or Sasquatch? It was just you running through the woods?
Yeah, my younger years when I was trying stilts out and I had a full luscious head of hair.
You know how many times you almost got buckshot scaring me like that?
I was really alphabetic and I was really nimble. I could jump everywhere. I could just climb trees apparently.
Nimble bear.
But apparently I had to have really big bottoms because my balance was just, the doctors say, oh, I didn't tell you this. My dad, for those who don't know, was born with his leg from his knee downwards. So he had his down to his knee, but it was just a round ball. It wasn't a little knee joint. It was just a round ball. And my dad had prosthetic legs. and it was always so funny when he was in his prosthetic legs. He'd swore up and down that the doctor told him if he had real legs, this is how tall he'd actually be. He'd be like 6'3", 6'4". And every time he walked, he had to throw his leg forward and bring it down and throw the next leg forward. It was like watching a man on stilts. He'd throw his legs forward and bring him down to walk forward everywhere he went. So he would try to make it look realistic, but no matter what he could do, he could never fix the fact that he had to throw his legs out there like he was some kind of marching soldier going along the way. It's just so weird to see that. He tried his dangest to hide it.
You know what though? I mean, the motion you're describing means that he could have been a good shit kicker if somebody got in front of him.
Uh, the day I got him mad, the one time I got him mad, I still remember this. I told the story in my stream. I was younger, but I was in my teen years. At this point, I was starting to pick up on my dad's BS and his lies and all this stuff he was telling me. He was very much trying to convert me to be a Jehovah's Witness as well. And one day I got him mad, and he was on the couch, right? And I got him mad. I get him for what? And he jumps off the couch. Now, he jumps off the couch. He did no prosthetics. He's on his bare knees. And he runs at me on his hands, on his knuckles, and on his legs, and comes at me like a gorilla. I mean, straight up, like he got to me, and I was doing what you're doing right now. I laughed. I couldn't. He just got there, puffed up on his little legs. He's shorter than me, and I couldn't help but laugh at his ass, because, oh my God, it's like he's bulky, but he's short, and he ran into me like a gorilla. I mean, his hair, his back on his hair was standing out in, and he was mad as shit. And I'm like, I can't be, you want me to take you serious, and you ran at me like that. And he got bucked up to me, got all mad like he was going to do something, but he knew he wasn't dumb enough, because he knew if he tried anything, I would just be able to hold him back, because I was taller than him by leaps and bounds, because he literally, on his knees. Of course, he always bragged about his upper body strength. Well, you did have it, but I knew my young vigor and his height would not guarantee him a win if he would try something. And I was taken aback that he tried to come at me full force like he's attacking me on his fucking knuckles. And I still remember that to this day. Now, get me wrong now. Don't get me, my dad did teach me one thing in life, then he did teach me one thing in life. He taught me to be kind to everybody, which I did. I learned to not to judge anybody for their disabilities or problems or issues in life. I loved them anyways. And I loved them full-heartedly. But he also taught me how not to be a liar like he was his entire life with me. I guess when you grow up to be with somebody with no legs, you end up lying to everybody. And pretty much everything you talk about. Even though some of them things he could have been very much telling the truth, I couldn't believe him, because the majority of stuff he told me was found out to be lies. So it was very hard to me to take into what was truth and what was lies. But I will never forget that. Never. And
Man, I'd have lost the fight if he'd have jumped on me, because I'd have been crying on the floor laughing. I'm not gonna lie. I'd have been like, "You just gonna have to whoop me, Dad, because I can't fight back right now." It's been funny.
I don't know if it deteriorated him to keep on his rage, seeing me laugh, or was he just trying to intimidate like a gorilla? I don't know. I really don't know what he was going through his mind made him stop that onslaught of rage coming toward me. But whatever it was, he wasn't about to grab me by my leg and flip me over and start getting at me. That wasn't going to happen. He was embarrassed, and I understood that after that point, I understood he was embarrassed, and probably not the right thing to laugh at the man, but what can I say? It was funny.
It was, yes. I mean, anyway.
So, you have anything you want to, as always, what's the word for it? Broadcast, plug in. There it is.
Yeah. All right, guys. So check it out. Me and Stealthy are running through a little bit of a challenge between the two of us on Skyward Sword. We're off and on doing the streaming right now for the challenge. Can't give you a set time or anything, but be sure that if you like Skyward Sword, to pop in sometimes on Stealthy's channel and check her out. And as always, make sure you check Grumpy out, because ain't nobody better than them two.
But yeah, for those who don't know, Stealthy Elf Jade will be at twitch.tv/Stealthy Jade. And for my channel, check down below, Grumpy Bear. And of course, here in podcasts and on Twitch at Grumpy B Gaming. Even though I can't I can't search my name on Twitch no more. I used to be able to just search in Grumpy B Gaming and I would find my name like that. Now I can't find my name. So share this, please. So I can't. You can literally go on YouTube right now. You can't find my name. I don't know why. So please share this video. Get it to everybody. Show your on Twitter. Share it on Instagram. Share it on Facebook. Share it with your friends and coworkers. Share this video. We need to get this around as much as we can. Hopefully next week will be conversations more about life and things and other than myself or him. Those stories may come in between there.
Yeah, we're gonna try to find us something a little bit more neutral, or wait, I wouldn't say neutral, a little bit more on the everyday thing. Not so much as family as things we're interested in. What do you say?
Yeah. But as always, you know how it goes. Y'all have a good day. You have a good night. You have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye.
Much love. Bye.
Yata.